Hello students, welcome to my next session. Today we are going to learn about industrial products and industrial services. I Dr. Rohan Prabhakar Devale welcome you all. Learning objectives. The basic objective of this session and lesson is to understand the types of industrial goods and services, to know the product life cycle theory and its application to the marketing strategies, to understand the changes in product strategy, to learn how to develop product strategies. We will start with the types of industrial goods and services. Based on these two criteria, the industrial goods and services can be conventionally classified into three broad categories. These categories are materials and parts, capital items, and supplies and services. One by one, we will learn all. First, we'll start with materials and parts. Goods that enter the product that directly consist of raw materials, manufactured materials, and component parts. The cost of these items is treated by purchasing company as part of the manufacturing cost. You can divide material parts into three categories: raw materials, manufacturing materials and component parts, and capital items. First, we will start with raw materials. These are the basic products that enter the production process with a very little alteration or without any alteration. They include both farm products and natural products. These products are mainly output of extractive industries, agricultural industry, farming industry, lumbering industry, and fishing industry. Just look at this figure. You can pause the video and you can read all the characteristics. So, industrial parts, products, and services can be broadly categorized into materials and parts. These goods enter the product directly. Then capital items, these goods are used in production process, and supplies and services, these goods or services support the operations. Materials and parts can be further divided into raw materials like basic products like iron, core or crude oil, fish, fruits, vegetables and so on. Then manufacturing materials like acids, fuel oils, steel, chemicals and so on. Component parts like these are semi-finished parts like bearings, TV tubes, gauges, then batteries, tires, small motors and so on. Or materials and parts can be sub-assemblies. These are semi-finished goods like exhaust pipe in motorcycle. Another part is capital items that can be broadly categorized into light equipment or accessories like hand tools, dies, jigs, computer terminals, and so on, or heavy equipment or installation equipments like furnaces, machines, turbines, or it can be plant and building like offices, plant, warehouses, parking lots, housing, which are real estate property. And finally, supplies and services can be again classified into supplies. These are operating and maintenance supplies like fuels, packaging, fasteners, materials, lubricants, paints, electrical items, and so on. Or that can be services like legal services, auditing, advertisement, courier services, marketing research agencies, and so on. So, this is the chart for classification of industrial products and services. So, we were talking about raw materials. Excepting the agriculturing, all rest of all the components are finite resources. They are processed only to the level requirement for the economical handling and transporting. They basically enter the production processes of the buying organization in their natural state. Examples of such raw materials used in production processes includes the basic products like iron ore, copper, gold, silver, crude oil, fish, fruits, vegetables, and so on. AT&T purchases substantial quantities of copper, gold, silver to be used in making communication instruments. Then second are manufacturing materials and components. Manufacturing materials and parts undergo more initial processing before entering into the manufacturing process. So various types of fuel oils, acids, steel are the examples of manufactured or processed materials that are the basic ingredients of many manufacturing activities. Component parts, on the other hand, are made to according to the specification of buyer or user. Very rarely they are standardized. The pricing of such product is based on the importance of the component, that is functionally, and ultimately how much the product or final product will fetch on the market. It is strictly a case of derived demand. However, tailor-made pricing strategy cannot be ruled out. Quality and delivery of such products are of prime importance for the purchaser or buyer. Now we will talk about capital items. Capital items are those which are used in production process, and when they worn out, a portion of their original cost is assigned to the production process as depreciation cost. Capital items includes heavy equipments or installations, light equipments or various accessories, and third is plant and building. Now we will talk about heavy equipments or installation. So these categories include large machineries whose unit purchase price are so great that expenditure to them are apt to be charged to a capital amount. The cost of such items therefore become part of the buying firm's capital structure than as current expenses. Some items of the equipments such as automatic measuring and control devices should also be included in this category even though they are not expensive and their cost is often charged to current expenses. Since such items are vitally important to proper operations of expensive machines that they are attached to, they are often bought in much as same manner as the machines themselves. Heavy equipments are of two types, maybe multi-purpose or a standard machines or some special or single purpose machines. So heavy equipments can be multi-purpose machineries or they can be single purpose machineries. Multi-purpose equipments can be used by a number of different industries. Standard machines can be adopted with minor adjustment to several type of works. They are designed to perform in the general type of operations as well as since such machines can perform more than one function. Ideally, the lathe machine is a perfect example since it can perform such functions many ways and is applicable for usage cut across various industries as well. The substitution of dies or parts in a standard stamping machine, for example, enables it to stamp a variety of shapes and sizes. Single purpose machines, on the other hand, are designed to perform one particular operation and no other operations. Such a machine could become useless if the end product is changed, since its intact operations will no longer be needed. Since the unit price of heavy equipment is very high, its purchase may involve financial problems for the buyer. Therefore, firms that market such equipment must usually be prepared to arrange loans for their customers. Presently, a trend to procure them in leads has become prevalent. For example, the oil rig is to be procured for testing whether oil below will be commercially viable or explorable. This oil rig is a single purpose machine. Most of the time, it is leased from some other manufacturer and bought only when the firm is sure that on long run it will be used. Next is light equipment or accessories. Minor or light equipment is a machinery used in an auxiliary capacity. Its unit price is lower than the major equipment, and most of the times it is capable of multiple uses. The cost of such minor equipment is charged to current expenses. Functional house power motors, small tractors are the examples of minor equipments. The minor equipments and accessories are sold through many retail outlets, and there is hardly any direct relationship between the producer and the buyer for such equipments. Lastly, we'll talk about plant and building. As you know, these are the real estate property of a firm. It includes factories, godowns, warehouses, offices, parking lots, and so on. Next part is supplies and services. Every organization require operating supplies such as paints, soaps, oils, greases, pencils, typewriter ribbons, cartridges, and various type of papers for printing purposes. These items are standardized or maybe non unstandardized and are used by a wide cross section of industrial users. These products do not enter the final product but help in the production process. These products get worn out as the production process keep on functioning. These products are necessary for the maintenance of the production facilities. They are not highly priced and local competition of the suppliers are intense. These supplies are also known as MRO items. MRO means maintenance, repair, and operating. Business services include maintenance and repair support and advisory support. Like supply services are considered as expense items, the explosive growth of internet has increased the demand for a range of electronic commerce services such as delivering technical support, customer training and management development programs and so on. While developing product strategies, the industrial marketers should consider two important objectives. First is to ensure that the product mix is in line with the overall objectives and marketing objectives of the organization. And second, to evolve the guidelines for reviewing and performance of the existing products by using the parameters such as sales, profits, competition, and customer acceptance. To achieve the twin objectives, the product strategies are formulated. The product strategies include important aspects such as continuing, modifying, and dropping an existing product and developing the new product as well. Now we will define the industrial product. Definition of an industrial product. Industrial product is defined as a complex set of economic, technical, legal, and personal relationship between the buyer and the seller. A product is combination of basic, enhanced, and augmented properties. Basic properties are included in the generic product with fundamental benefits sought by customer. Generic products are made differentiable by adding tangible enhanced properties such as product features, styling, and quality. The augmented properties include intangible benefits such as technical assistance, available of spare parts, maintenance and repair services, warranties, training, timely delivery, and attractive commercial terms. The product package, as expected by the prospective customer, should be well understood by the industrial marketer. Services. The rapid growth of business services is governed by four important factors. Now we can explain now. First, we'll talk about innovations. The innovation in the field of science and technology have contributed by increasing demand in the area of business services. Advancement in computer security systems, computer enabled services, environmental control system for office and factory building are examples of effective innovations on the business services. Next is outsourcing. It is common phenomenon that the present day organizations are getting the services done from the outside service providers. In the area where the company lack expertise and is not the core area of activity for the business, such as information management functions, payrolls, HRs, warehousing, etc., the trend is towards going for outsourcing these activities. As a result, more and more small and large service providers have entered the business service sector, therefore resulting in the wide opening up and business service sector. Next is e-business. The internet is creating new business opportunities and directing the organizations to do the business in different forms and ways. Services like supply chain management, customer service, and support are done through the internet, apart from other usual information technology enabled services, that is ITES. Last, we'll talk about the growth of manufacturing sector. Despite the decline in the number of manufacturing employees, manufacturing output continued to grow. With this growth, the demand for services like information processing, advertising, etc., are in the increasing trend. Services in the industrial market can be grouped into two categories, such as products supported by services and pure services. So, first we'll talk about product supported by services. The services which accompanied the physical product are equally important like the product itself. For example, the consultation services associated with the sales of computers is an important as computer itself. A significant portion of the revenue for an industrial distributor comes from the product support services. An industrial marketer can create a differential advantage for the firm through such product support services. Next are pure services. A pure service is one which is marketed on their own right, not associated with the intangible product. A wide range of such pure business services include insurance, consulting, banking, transportation, and such allied services. Pure services are very significant from the business point of view as they contribute the major portion of the local of the total corporate purchases. With the rise of competition in the professional service industry, the service providers such as accountants, consultants, and financial advisors have found it imperative to develop highly focused marketing programs. Such marketing programs enable the service providers to pre-establish a relationship with a client, advance its reputation as a leader in the field of strengthen its relationship with the existing clients. Services are deeds, process and performances. There are several basic differences between the goods and services. As you know, services are intangible and products are tangible in nature. Services are consumed at the time of production, but there is a time gap between production and consumption of products. Services cannot be stored, but products can be stored. Services are highly variable, but products are highly standardized. The universally recognized difference between goods and services is intangibility. Services are more intangible than manufactured goods, and manufacturing goods are more tangible than the services. Because services are actions or performance, they cannot be seen or touched. Business services are those market offerings that are intangible and dominant. However, few services are totally intangible in nature. Services are generally consumed as they are produced. A critical element in the buyer seller relationship is the effectiveness of the individual who actually provides the services. The quality of the service output may vary each time it is delivered. Services differ in the amount of equipment and labor that are utilized to provide the service, and services cannot be stored. Now we'll talk about types of industrial product lines. Product line of industrial firms differ from those of consumer firms. Industrial product lines can be categorized into four major parts: proprietary, proprietary or catalog products, custom build products, custom design products, and industrial services. First, we'll talk about proprietary or catalog products. These items are offered only in certain configuration and produced in anticipation of orders. Product line decisions include the addition, deletion, or reposition of the products within the line. Second, custom built products. These items offered as a set of basic units with numerous accessories and options. The product line decision in the case of such items and such products center on offering the proper mix of option and accessories. Third is custom design products. These products are created to meet the requirement of one or a few of customers. Fourth is industrial services. Here the firm provides not an actual product but its capability on the area such as maintenance, technical services, etc. Now, what is new product development and what is the significance of new product development? New product development process is the process by which the product idea gets generated. Not only generated but accesses, then directed and converted into products. There are seven stages in the process of new product development. These seven stages are idea generation, idea screening, concept development and testing, business analysis, product development, market testing, and commercialization. First, we'll talk about idea generation. The industrial marketer should consciously search for new product idea and to their sources both inside and outside the company. The idea generation can be reactive or proactive. Internally, the new product ideas may come from the sales staff that is close to customers, or maybe from research and development experts, from top management, and so on. External source of ideas include channel members such as distributors or customers. An industrial marketer can get good ideas by using techniques like brainstorming and attribute listing. In attribute listing technique, important attributes of existing products are listed. Ideas are invited from a group of employees to search for an improved product by modifying each attribute. An industrial firm should encourage the employees to present innovative and creative ideas by offering recognition or awards to the employees submitting the best ideas. These are all methods of proactive idea generation. The reactive idea generation comes from the systematic surveys and feedback as outcome of existing product from the market's occupant. Thus, the satisfaction gap, complaint analysis are useful technique of reactive idea generation. So this is about the significance of idea generation. Now after idea generation, the idea should be get screening. So idea screening, in order to select the product ideas which are likely to succeed, screening of new product ideas will be undertaken. Specified criteria and procedures should be set for the screening of new product ideas. Major consideration in the screening of new product ideas include expected profit potential, then the competitive situation, then general adaptability of the company to the new product, and the volume of investment that would be necessary for the implementation of new product idea. Marketing consideration includes the size of the market, marketing methods, etc. It is also necessary to judge the technical viability of the product idea. Production considerations such as facilities required, cost of production, and availability of materials are also to be considered apart from several legal considerations. Next is concept development and concept testing. After the series screening of new product idea, it should be developed into a product concept. A product concept is a detailed version of the product idea that is expressed in a meaningful term. The product concept is a summarization of technology attributes and benefits that the product would offer. It is usual practice to develop different versions of product concept, and each product concept is assessed by getting response from the customers. The product concept that has the strongest endorsement from the consumers is selected. In this case of industrial marketing, it involves support of two groups, the OEMs and the users. What is concept testing? The new product concept are tested in a prospective customer organization. The concept can be presented by developing physical product or 3D models. The physical presentation of the product will increase the reliability of the concept testing. The three-dimensional, that is 3D model technique, create computer generated 3D plastic prototypes which takes very short time to get ready. The checklist of the questions with the rating scale on three components like that we have discussed before, technology attributes and benefits, are developed for each alternative's concept developed and need to be tested. The concept with the highest rating is finally considered for the finalization of product. The rating scale has favorableness on the ascending scale. The decision makers in the prospective customer organization are contracted and interviewed with various questions on their experience of using such products. The answers so obtained will enable the companies to decide on the strength of the new product. After that, you have to conduct business analysis. In the business analysis, an estimated projection of sales, cost, and profitability of the proposed new product will be developed. It is an elaborated analysis which is expressed in terms of investment required for the installation of the plant, equipment, investment in the working capital, market capital, sales forecast, customer and competitive analysis, cost of product development, manufacturing and marketing the product, likely price levels of the product, profitability and return on investment, etc. People who are proposed the new product idea should not be assigned with the task of business analysis because of excessive optimism or vested interest by such persons. So, a totally new team should be appointed for business analysis. People with reasonably fair experience and skills in the strategic planning, marketing, finance, and engineering could be given the task of business analysis. The new product concept will more on the next stage, that is product development stage, only if the projected sales and profits fulfill the company's long-term objective goals. Else you have to drop the ideas at business analysis phase only. Next part is product development. Product development is the process of creating desired product by the technicians. The research and development department develops one or more prototypes of the product concept. The ability to produce the product with in the estimated cost will be confirmed or negated by the development of the prototype. After this, the sixth stage will be market testing. So market testing itself is a wider concept. So where have marketing testing is done by using different methods. These different methods includes alpha and beta testing. Then second is introduction of new product at trade shows, or it can be testing in distributor or dealer showrooms, or it can be a fourth, that is test marketing. So the method to be adopted for testing depends on the cost and size of the product. The degree of confidentiality to be maintained during the market testing, and the preparedness to introduce the product within a short period. So we will talk about each and every testing technique now. First we'll talk about alpha and beta testing. So what is that? When a product is tested internally with within the organization, which adds characteristics of high price with new technologies such as testing is called as alpha testing. I will repeat again. When a product is tested internally with in the organization within the organization, which adds characteristics of high price with new technologies such as testing, it's called as alpha testing. The product testing is conducted to assess the operating cost and performance standards. If the result of alpha testing is satisfactory, the company will go to the next stage of beta testing at the potential users organization. It is the duty of marketing team to identify the user firms who would allow confidential testing of the new product at their factories. The performance of the product in the user firm, any problem confronted when the product is under use should be checked and addressed properly with the marketing and technical team. Also, they should interact with the user's firm's technical team. Next is trade shows. One common used method of market testing is introduction of new product at the trade show, where usually large number of prospective customers is exposed to the new product. The reaction of the customers, their purchase intentions can be assessed in the trade show. Also, the order placed by the potential customers will be taken care of. The limitation of testing the new product in the test show is that it also get exposed to the competitors. So the companies will have very short span time to introduce the product into the market. Next is third, testing in the distributor or dealer showrooms, that is dealer showroom testing. The distributors or dealers showrooms or display rooms can be considered as the best spot for product testing. If the new industrial product is sold through these such channels, the customers' attitudes, preferences, and actual sales can be recorded under this method. As this method uses the normal selling situation, the company should ready to execute the orders with the reasonable time. Last is test marketing. In a normal marketing situation, the test marketing method is used to test the product in a limited geographical area. This method is used by many industrial marketers through their sales force. Along with sales training required, materials such as price list, product catalogs, etc., are given to the sales personnel. When the product is launched on full scale basis, the market information received from the test marketing will help the company in taking effective decisions. After a market testing, the company management takes a decision to go ahead. Next stage is commercialization. An industrial product is launched when it is introduced to a target market. The commercialization process involves execution of the various activities developed in an action plan as a part of marketing plan. The activities such as customer services, maintaining adequate stock at the company warehouses or with a dealer or distributors, introductory advertisement, price list, product catalogs, training of salesforce, etc., would be taken up at this stage. Sophisticated network techniques such as PERT and CPM can be used by industrial marketers to ensure proper coordination and timely completion of all the activities concerning the launching of the new product as well. Now we'll talk about industrial product life cycle and various strategies. Like the living being, products are also having the life cycle. The product life cycle is depicted by the sales curve and the product since its introduction. According to the product life cycle theory, product tends to go through different cycles of stages that begin with when they are launched in the market and end when they are eliminated from the market. So when we are going to launch the product in the market, it is in the introduction stage, and when the product will be eliminated from the market, it will be in the decline stage. At the dividing line between the growth and maturing stage, the product curve or profit curve is at peak. In the manufacturing stage, sales volume continue to increase at a decreasing rate, but profit falls. Factors such as changing technology, changing competition, changing need of the customers will have a strong bearing on the behavioral pattern of the product life cycle. So this is the general model of product life cycle where you can see there are four stages: introduction stage, then growth stage, then maturity stage and decline stage. So you can see the firm line, that is industry cell. So at the introduction sale, the industrial sales are moderate. Then in the growth stage, we are having the sharp increase in the industrial sales that continues to grow in the maturity stage, but with the stability in the curve. And in the decline stage, we are having the decrease curve. So this is about the industry sales, and dotted line that is showing the industry profit. So at the introduction stage, the profits are in the negative thing, negative quadrant. So we are not having any profit, but we are having loss. The companies are having loss. Then slowly, the growth uh, with the growth of the industry cells, the profit goes on increasing. At growth stage and at maturity stage, the profits are reasonably high, and in the decline stage again, the profit starts declining from the market. The PLC concepts advocate the different strategies that are needed at different stages. This concept also highlighting the significance of long range product and long range planning for a new product. This point should be kept in mind while estimating return on investment during the business analysis stage of new product development. Now, just look at this figure. You can pause the video and you can look at the figure. Usually, most of the industrial product follow a set of pattern on its product life cycle as shown in first figure, that previous figure. But in certain cases, the products may not be follow the set pattern. One such case is the pattern of high-tech products like computers and telecommunication goods. In case of such products, new product development cost and the time are very high. On the introduction growth stage are not no are long, but the maturity stage and decline stage are having very less period. That is, those are very short. In the above figure, like this figure, um, we have discussed that because of rapid change of technology. So you can see new product development, then introduction and growth stage is having the growth, sales are increasing. After that, in the maturity stage, which is very short, the sales are stable, and in the short period, the product is going to be decline or eliminated from the market. So this is the product life cycle for commodity products. So the products such as steel, cements, and the demand remains relatively inelastic in a monolistic market due to the absence of any competitors or competition. Sales does not experience a decline. So once the competition becomes intense, the situation would change and sales would may show a decline stage. Also, another point worth consideration in the product life cycle concept is that the profit from the product reaches at highest level before the sales reach at its peak. Usually growth stage bring profit. In the beginning part of maturity stage, profit reaches its highest level and afterwards sales reach peak level in the later part of maturity stage. This is due to the competition term in terms of low prices, better services, and aggressive promotions by competitive firms. The marketing cost go up and profit starts declining. As a result of the efforts of the company to launch a new product or new industrial product for the first time in the market, fight back the competition in the maturity stage by reducing the prices. To match the competition, spend more money on the promotion, builds more intensive distribution or new models by bringing major changes to the existing products. Now we'll talk about marketing strategy for industrial products at different stages of product life cycle. So there are four stages that we have seen: introduction stage, growth stage, maturity stage, and decline stage. So what type of marketing strategy should be adopted at introduction stage? Depending on the changes in the user habits, some of the industrial products are accepted rapidly after introduction and others are accepted bit slowly. For slow accepted industrial products, marketing strategy should concentrate on market development efforts. For products that are accepted fast, the marketing strategies which meet intense competition should be involved. For growth stage, during the growth stage, the marketing strategy of an industrial marketer should focus on three important areas, that is, improve the product design to offer more benefits, then improve distribution network to enable the customers easy availability of the product. As a result of increased volume of production, the cost will be lowered and hence the price will be reduced. And last is the emphasis on personal selling from product awareness to bring the acceptance of the product. If these strategies are not implemented by the industrial marketers in the growth stage, it becomes easy for the competitors to enter in the market because of non-availability of product and high profits due to high prices. Third is, what are strategies to be adopted in maturity stage? In maturity stage, the number of competitors entering the market will increase. As a result of increased competition, the profit will be reduced. The marketing strategies to be adopted for the industrial products in the marketing maturity stage are: first, to enter into the new market, or to find out the ways and means of satisfying the existing customers and upgrading them. and to cut the production, marketing, and other costs to maintain profit margins at high or desirable level. Last, at decline stage, this stage is characterized by severe price competition and concurrent decline in the sales and profit. Under this stage, the industrial marketer should adopt the strategy of withdrawing the existing product from the market and introducing a new product as a replacement, or reduce marketing or the other cost to make some profit in the decline stage. Now, what are various factors responsible for the success and failure of the new industrial products? Many studies have been conducted to assess the success or failure rate of the new products. The success rate of consumer products is about 25%, and the success rate of the new industrial products is around 45%. The factors responsible for the failure of new industrial products are like: most of the new products are blind imitations of the existing products, and they are not predominantly different from the existing products. So it can be just a blind adoption or some changes in the existing product, so it is not getting impressed by the customers. Or it may be due to poor design, and the other reasons: the new industrial products do not match with the market expectation, hence they fail to deliver the expected performance. Or it can be most of the industrial products fail due to inadequate coordination between the marketing requirements and the concept development, research and development, and production. Therefore, they underperform what the market expects. As the company wants to recover the cost of product design, product development, etc., too quickly, it fixes a very high price for industrial products than the value perceived by the customers. We'll talk about technology adoption life cycle, that is TALC. The product life cycle has limitation on the usefulness. In case of breakthrough innovations, additional insights may be gained by examining another life cycle that can be superimposed on the product life cycle. Technology adoption life cycle, that is technology adoption life cycle, TALC. The TALC focuses more on the kinds of customers and how they adopt the new technologies. So according to Geoffrey Moore, has taken the innovation diffusion model, that is then Everett Roger expanded that model. So Roger divided the adopters of the new innovation into the groups. These groups are well known to us like innovators, early adopters, early majorities, late majorities, and laggards. More updates in this group based on his research on high-tech business to business products. He called grouping them like visionaries, then techophiles, then conservationists and laggards. So you can search for this model on YouTube and you will find more information. So his deliberation are oriented towards how technology market involves. This first observation in the existing of charms a break in the sales growth curve for a new technology. The second observation is the chaos that occurs in a period of rapid growth, which Muri calls as tornado. So I'll just show you the diagram. So tornado eventually produces the emergence of the dominant supplier. These observations and implications of talc have potential for providing useful guidance for the business marketers. Moore suggested that there are natural breaks in the talc curve between each group of segment. As shown in the figure, we'll find that there is a large break visionaries as between visionaries and pragmatic pragmatists. So more claims that pragmatists will not treat visionaries as reference when it comes to the adoption. So pragmatists want proven solution with little trauma in their adoption. So this graph is time versus new adopters. So pragmatist will not buy unless the pragmatist provide the references. It is difficult through to find that the pragmatists who buy the first and then provide references to the other pragmatist. Visionaries, on the other hand, try to make quantum jumps in the way they compete. Hence, they adopt an innovation before all pieces are in the place to make the product work well. That is, before the whole product exists. Visionaries buyer buy customized pieces of a system and to make the whole thing work. The trial and error sculpting such the customized solution can create a state of chaos within the adopting organization. Thus, visionaries tend to obtain a reputation with wreaking havoc within the organization. To cross the charms, Moore claims that the vendor of the innovation must pass through the first two segments, the technophiles and the visionaries. These are necessary because the whole product cannot be defined and not developed until enough experience is gained. Then vendor must be a beachhead or a foothold. Niche among the pragmatists, on the other hand, on the other side of the charms, the niche must have so very niche to still being the pragmatist. He would try to get the product despite there being no references of other pragmatists. The proper positioning means that one or two compelling benefits of the whole product and clearly communicated and delivered. The charms the market development gap marks a major change in the way an organization does business concerning both internal and external environment affecting the marketing. Across the charms progressing to the tornado. Once this first beachhead is addressed, pragmatist buyers talk to the other pragmatist, and a chain reaction spread across many niche within the market. Naturally, if an organization successfully capitalized on a new technology, either its own or that of a supplier, competitors of the market segment within the similar value offerings will gravitate towards the new technology. Instead of customer acceptance of a technology, the market starts accepting the technology as well. Eventually, this acceptance can lead to standardization within the segment or within the industry. If the market is large enough, a groundswell of demand can develop. The market goes into periods of rapid sales growth, that is the tornado. This portion of talc superimposed directly into the growth period of product life cycle. Murray claims that during this period the market wants to support the market leader. This occurs that pragmatists that are the face of least internal chaos if the system they are buying and are recognized standard. There will be plenty of peripherals and software that will work easily with the leader products. As upgrades become available, adoption of these upgrades causes the least internal upheaval if they are backward compatible with the leader's product that are having been brought. The success factors of the new industrial products, the uniqueness from the product superiority over the existing products is the most important success factor. Then the level of understanding of the company about the needs and wants of the target markets and converting the same into action plans. Then to convert the product concept into the product development and commercialize the same technically requires adequate production capabilities. The team of specialists is needed to achieve the synergy between the commercial and technical functions. The product strategies for existing products. Industrial marketing firms have to adopt the following three important steps for developing the long term product strategies for existing individual products and product lines. First is assessing the performance of all the existing products or product lines by using the product evaluation matrix, then examining the relative strength and weaknesses of the firm's products in comparison to the competitor's product by using perceptual mapping technique, then deciding the product strategies for the existing products based on the above analysis. Now we have talked about what product evaluation matrix. So what is that? So according to Joran and Henry, they have developed a technique called product evaluation matrix to be used to assess the product performance. Performance parameters of products such as industrial sales, company sale, then market share and profitability are combined in the matrix. Now just look at this matrix. You can pause the video, you can look at the matrix. So industry sales are represented on the vertical axis and are grouped as growth, stable, or decline. Company sales are assessed on horizontal axis and are grouped as growth, stable, and decline. In the same manner, profitability is classified as below target and above target, and market share as dominant, average, or marginal. These classifications need to defined by the marketing manager depending on the situation prevailing in the industry. For example, if the market share is less than 10%, it is evaluated as marginal. Market share between 10 to 30% is considered as average, and more than 30% as dominant. Let's apply the same classification of the market share to a company having two products. Product P has dominant market share of 50%. The average growth of the company or any company sales in the past 3 years is 40%. Industry sales has grown at the rate of 35% per year for the past 3 years and profitability as per the expectation. Then the marketing strategy for the product P is to continue or maintain the leadership position by expanding the total market demand. Protect the present market share and try to increase its market share if the industry sales remains constant. So product S has the average market share suppose of 13%. The growth of the company sales is by 16% in the past 3 years is considered as stable compared to the industry growth of 17% as profitability is below expectations. Here the company's sales and market shares and the profitability of the product S is to be improved to the position S1. So S should improve to S1. That is shown in the table. So for this, the industrial marketer should use the perceptual mapping technique to compare the relative strength and weaknesses of product S with that of the competitor product at the time of deciding the suitable market challenger strategies. Environmental factors such as political, economical, social, and technological also should be considered. So this is product evaluation matrix. Next is perceptual mapping technique. What is that? To study the strength and weaknesses of a firm's product in comparison to that of the competitor's product. The perceptual mapping technique is used by industrial marketers. The concept of perceptual mapping technique has been explained here under one example. You can see the example, the position of three manufacturers, product A, based on the market research study conducted by the firm X. Customer service and product quality are the two purchases attributes considered most important by the industrial consumers. The rating of these two attributes based on the consumer's perception of the three leading suppliers are shown here. So on the x-axis, you can see the weak service strong on y-axis. Okay, so there are four quadrants: high quality, new position, old position, and comparison between the weak service strong and the service. So firms X quality is perceived inferior to the competitors Y and Z. However, firms X after sale service is perceived for superior to its both major competitors. Firm X can position or reposition itself from the position X to X1, that is old position to new position, by improving its product quality substantially and maintaining the superior service. After improving the product quality, the firm X can fix its price little higher than the competitor. This would improve the performance of the product in terms of profitability as well. So perceptual mapping with multi dimensions of two or more attributes can be done on semantic differential scale as well. Last part, choice of product strategies. The industrial marketers can decide one of the strategic options based on the product evaluation matrix and perceptual mapping as given here. First is to continue the product with its existing marketing strategy, or to modify the product, that is existing product, and change the marketing strategy, or you can withdraw the existing product, or you can add the new product. So it is very vital to identify the causes of unsatisfactory product performance. Sales, market share, and profitability are important quantitative performances or quantitative performance parameters, but they cannot indicate the reason for the poor product performance. It will be useful to understand the perception of customers, specifically opinions on research and development, design, sales, production, finance, and marketing teams. By such an understanding, the industrial marketer will develop number of factors for the unsatisfactory performance of the product. Cost reduction, improving the product quality, enhancing the product features are some of the corrective measures with which the product performance can be improved. So this was about today's lecture. We have finished all the objectives or learning objectives that we have started with. Uh, I wish you best luck for your studies.